guys, Liz here with another video for you, and today I'm going to be doing a Galentine's mani using the gel method. Now I'm going to be using some Sparkle Infusion colors, Be Mine and Turks. Turks is my favorite blue color so far, and Be Mine was part of their Valentine's collection. I'm also going to be using the gel method with this mani. I don't usually do the gel method that often. I haven't done one in a while in a video, so I figured I would do one today with this mani. So the gel method, some people prefer it. Some people, it's a necessity to use gels because of dip flu. So the dip liquids, a lot of them have a very strong smell, which can cause people to have kind of a reaction similar to allergies or sometimes even the flu. They can get headaches, runny nose, itchy eyes. You can develop a cough. I've kind of like had all of these with different liquids. It really just depends. Sometimes you can find some dip liquids that are okay for you, but you know, a lot of people just end up switching to the gel liquids. So another reason why people love the gel method or prefer the gel method is because they do not cure until you put them in a light. You do need a UV light for this method. So if you don't have one, that would be something that you would have to purchase. But and usually pouring over does work well. If you do want to lay it flat, you can put it in a cupcake liner like I showed you there, and just very lightly put it in, lay it flat like that. But you don't want to really dip it in like you would usually into the jar, because then that gel is just gonna kind of get smeared around or create lumps and bumps and stuff like that, or it's more likely to. So, but you can do this, fuss with it as long as you want. It's not gonna dry, it's not gonna cure until you put it under that UV lamp. So you can get it exactly the way that you want. And even if you mess it completely up, if you don't like the way that it looks before you cure it, you can just wipe it off and then start completely over if you're not liking the way that it's looking. You can develop allergies to the gel liquids as well though, so you want to make sure that you don't get it, or try not to get it on your skin as much as possible. So I am just going to cure it for 60 seconds because you are using the gel liquids with a dip powder. It does usually take a little bit longer to cure. Usually with my gel liquids, the base coat usually takes about a 30-second cure. I have a 120-watt nail lamp, so it usually doesn't take that long to cure it. But because I'm gonna be dusting off as well, dusting off the extra powder, I wanna make sure that it's nice and good and cured. So I'm gonna do a 60-second cure. So this mani that I'm doing is actually for a collab that we're doing, that we put together. The Sparkle Infusers got together. They wanted to do around Valentine's Day. They wanted to do a collab just to show our love and support and how much we appreciate the nail community. So this is for a collab, and the hashtag is Be My Mani Galentine. We're doing it on Galentine's Day, so I'll probably post this on Galentine's Day. So we just kind of use that kind of, Galentine's Day is a day where you show your love and support for other women. So we're kind of using that as our basis for the collab, love and supporting the nail community. Now, I know that there are guys out there in the nail community, so we don't want to exclude you. We love and appreciate you as well. But when we put this together, we just thought Galentine's Day was a good day to kind of do this and show our love and support for the nail community. All right, so the first coat was just to kind of get, and I am kind of wiping my brush so that I don't get any loose dust powder or dip powder into my bottle, because that can kind of contaminate or not make your gel liquids not work as well if you get a bunch of, you know, foreign objects or dust powder or whatever in there. So just like I would my dip liquids, I have a lint-free wipe to the side that I've been wiping my brush on before I put it back in the jar. So the first coat was just kind of get my nail coated. The second one, and I did this, I want to do the same thing that I did over here, and I'm going to do kind of a ombre of this glitter with the Be Mine glitter. So I'm going to actually show you how to do that with a brush. Usually I pour over, but because I just wanted like a little glitter on the tip, I'm going to be using a brush. So what you're going to do is kind of dip it in there to get some glitter on yours. And this is another reason why the gel liquids are so great with this, because I can just talk to you and tell you all about this process and not worry about these liquids drying. And that's why another reason why people really love the gel method. So I'm just gonna kind of hold my brush right at the tip of there and start kind of tapping it right at the end. Just getting as much glitter on there as I want. All right, so that looks pretty good. I want more to be towards the end there, so I'm gonna dip just the tip of my nail. And then I'm gonna use my finger to lightly pat down those glitters. All right, and that's pretty much it. And again, because this is gel, if you don't like the way that it looks, I mean, you can continue to kind of play around with it and push those glitters around, or you can completely wipe it off and start over. So doing stuff like this, the gel method is kind of preferred method, because you can just, you know, take as long as you want to do this stuff and you don't have to worry about it. So I do have these fun heart glitters that I got from one of my friends, and she's also a Sparkle Infuser with me, and she sent me these. We've been kind of sending stuff back and forth to each other. We're kind of nail friends. Trying to find this thing. So this is a kind of a wax picker. I think that's what they call it. So it helps you to kind of grab these loose glitters like this. It doesn't really work so well with the dip powders because, you know, they have the dip powder all over them. So the dip powder will get on that wax and then it doesn't want to pick anything up. All right, let's see, what colors do I want to use for this one? Blue is my favorite. So I'm gonna grab a blue one. Gonna put it there. Let's see, I don't think I have a light pink at all. So let's do a light pink. And then see how, oh, I don't have a dark blue, do I? So let's do a dark blue. Oh, I have to put a little bit more base on there and then kind of squish it down a little bit. Alrighty. So I'm going to put a little bit more of this pink powder at the end there. Ooh, did I put too much? I think I kind of put too much there, but so we're gonna try to just take some of this off right here. All right, so we're just gonna push some of this around. All right, so now what I did for this one is I kind of poured over so that this It's a little thicker at the top with the blue. All right, so now we're gonna cure that again for 60 seconds. So if you are getting anything out of this video so far, make sure that you give it a like, subscribe to my channel. Some other ways that you can kind of help me out so I can continue to do videos like this to help you out is to use my links, follow me on Instagram or Facebook, or I also have a Facebook group if you're interested. It's quality deals and steals and deals. It's an Amazon, kind of more of an Amazon deals page, so you can look that up because I'm on Amazon all the time. So I like to find deals and I just share those deals, mostly nail related, but sometimes I find other things that I put on there as well, just in case anybody's interested, some cool deals that I find. Alrighty, so we're just gonna dust that off and kind of see what it looks like. So if you do kind of get the dip powder on it, I have like this little tool that I like to take and just kind of take it off where I don't need it. Once the gels are cured, you can buff it as usual, like you would with regular dip liquids. So like I was saying, this is a collab that would be in the Sparkle Infusers all kind of put together. If you would like to participate, you don't have to put it today. You can always, you know, do them any another day to show your love and support of the nail community and use the hashtag so that we could see the beautiful creation that you did. So yeah, I would love to see what you guys are creating. And I got a stray glitter in there. Not my Turks. Okay. All right, so I'm done with all of this. So now we're gonna put all this back. I like the way that it turned out. I think once I get it encapsulated, it's gonna look great. So to encapsulate using the gel method, I'm going to use my builder gel, and I'm using all Hangry Dips products. I really like their gel products. They have some really good gel products. So when you are encapsulating with a builder gel, the gel products need something to hold on to. So you're going to want to put the base first, a gel base first, and you want to kind of put it, you know, as thin as you can. Cap your ends. All right, and since I don't have any dip powder on that, I'm just going to give that a 30-second cure this time. I did this video last night. That's why my other nails are already done, but my daughters were going crazy. I don't know if anybody else experiences this, but sometimes like at night my girls just get wild and crazy and just start, you know, they're just wild. They're just loud and they're running around and they're playing. I'm like, y'all are supposed to be settling down to go to bed. They don't have school today, so I figured I'd just go ahead and I did something different to this nail last night and I didn't really like the way that it turned out. So I figured I'd just redo it and do another video. And it is, they don't have school today, so letting them sleep in and so I can get this done. I did see one of them already up, but you know, they're a lot more docile in the morning when they're first waking up. So hopefully this video is gonna turn out a little bit better. Not as loud in the background. Well, not all the background noise. I think even in my last video, like my daughter, she loves to whistle. And so she was whistling almost the entire video. All right, so I'm just putting a coat of this. Now, if you can get it, you know, if you can get it thin enough on there, and this is Hangry Dips. Is a self-leveling. Getting this dip powder all over. I got glitter on my brush. I have to get another wipe. But it is self-leveling, so it'll kind of level off. I don't want it to be too thick, but if I do get it thick or bumpy, then we can just kind of buff that stuff out. So, I mean, if you put the builder gel on there and you like the way that it looks, and you don't find or you don't feel like you need to buff it at all, you can just go straight to the top coat. Put the top coat on, done. But I usually have to shape mine just a little bit after I put the builder gel on there. So I'm just trying to make sure that it's kind of leveled out. But yeah, that is gonna need a little bit of shaping for me. So I'm gonna do 60-second cure. You can do 60-second to a minute and a half, whatever you, depending on your nail lamp. I mean, like I said, I have a 120 watt nail lamp, so usually it doesn't take that long to cure. This is kind of like a quick curing nail lamp. So once you have it cured, if you are going to buff it, you want to take the inhibition layer, which is the sticky layer that helps your gel polish to kind of stick to each other. So we're going to wipe that off. This inhibition layer too will cause, if you get it on your skin repeatedly over the years, it will cause allergies. I mean, any of the gel products, and that they will also cause allergies with repeated exposure to your skin. So you want to try and get not get these products on your skin as much as possible. I really should be wearing a glove on my right hand, so I'm not getting it on my right hand. I know, do what I say, not what I do. But I just kind of forgot. I meant to put one on and I forgot. All right, so really doesn't need a whole lot of buffing, but it just needs some shaping, really. So I'm sorry if you don't like that sound of the nail file. I mean, if you're a nail tech, it shouldn't bother you that much. Or maybe use the nail drill because this sound bothers you. So I'm just really just getting the sides, and I want to kind of make it to where it's going down, a slope down to my nail, gradual slope. That will give the nail a better shape. So I'm gonna buff on the sides a little bit here. And usually I would do this over my dust collector too, but the thing is so loud. I used it on my last video and you could barely hear me because it's so loud. So you also want this gradual slope from to the back of your nail. So you don't want this big hump, you want it to be kind of a gradual slope. So I'm kind of trying to, it's kind of like all around the edges of your nails. You want to kind of just file there to make it a gradual slope to the edges of your finger. And then if you see any bumps on the top, you can kind of buff those out as well. But I think it's pretty good. So I'm just gonna take a buffer block and just make sure that I buff out the shine for the rest of that. And that will give the base coat, when I do the top coat, it'll give the base coat something to stick to. So the top coat too will need a base, just like the builder gel. It's gonna need a base to stick to. The base is formulated to stick to your natural nail or other objects. The top coat is not really, I guess, because it's formulated more to be shiny. I don't know, I've never heard of a top coat that you don't need a base coat for. I don't know, maybe they just can't formulate it to do both. All right, definitely gonna have to dust this off whenever I get done with all that. All right, I'm gonna use this. I'm just gonna use an alcohol prep pad, just to kind of get all of that dust off of my nail, so I don't have that creating any cloudiness or anything like that. And then once that is dry, dry it with this lint-free cloth here, kind of help it dry faster. Then we're going to start with our gel base. I mean, we're almost finished with this. All right, so when you are doing your top coat, you want to make sure that you get the base and top coat as thin as possible. You don't want it to create any more bumps or lumps, and you don't want it to pool, P-O-O-L, pool to one side or the other. Also, if you're doing like a lot of your nails at once, you may want to do what they call a flash cure, which is just like a 10-second cure. Sometimes with my nail lamp, flash cure, it can be as little as like 5 seconds because it's such a high wattage lamp. But that just kind of helps to start setting your polish, your gel polish, so that it won't move, because it will start like sliding to one side or the other, or it will continue to kind of level out. So once you get your gels the way that you want to try and make sure that you flash cure it so that they don't go anywhere. Okay, again, you want to make sure that you get it thin coat over the entire nail, because if you miss a spot, then it's going to be sticky in that spot, or it's, you know, it's not going to be shining. All right, 30-second cure, or no, 60-second. Or my top coat, I go ahead and do a 60-second. Sometimes I'll do a minute and a half on the top coat, just to make sure that it's completely cured all the way through. Since this is like the last cure that I'm doing, you want to make sure that it's cured all the way through. So if you do have any questions or comments about anything that you saw in this video today, make sure that you leave them in the comments below. I am very active on all of my accounts, so you can leave a comment below here and I will get back to you pretty quickly. I always get back to my people who comment or leave questions. I get back to them really quickly. But if there's something that you need right away, feel free to PM me or DM me or whatever on any of my other accounts. All that information can be found in the description, as well as any of the products that I used today. I will leave those in the description in case you're interested in any of those. I do have codes for Hangry Dips and Sparkle Infusion, so if you want to make a purchase of any of the products that you saw today, or want to make purchases at either of those companies, make sure that you use my codes to save you some money. All right, so that is pretty much it. Like, once you're cured the top coat, it's done. You can touch it, it's good. You can put some cuticle oil on. Sparkle Infusion actually just released their line of cuticle oil. They have 2 scents, Love Spell, which I got, which everybody says that it smells just like Victoria's Secret's Love Spell. I've never tried that perfume, so I'm not really sure. I describe it as, or one of my other nail friends, she described it as a like fruity champagne. I was like, that's perfect description. But it is like it's a fruity kind of scent, but it's got some undertones that I just can't quite place, but it does smell amazing and it feels amazing. It's a very good consistency. It's a little thicker than some of my other cuticle oils, but I love that. I think it's great. So I've recently learned too that your nail enhancements love cuticle oil as well. Your nail enhancements, if you ever have breaks or chips or cracks, it may be because your nail enhancements are too dry. So cuticle oil just all over your nail enhancements, as well as the skin around your nail enhancements, can really do a lot to improve not only your skin, but can also improve your nail enhancements and help them to maintain them and help them to last longer. So just FYI, and if you want to pick up some of that cuticle oil, you can save 20% by using my code 20off Nailnerd, as well as any of the colors that you saw today. So hopefully you liked this video. Again, make sure that you like it and subscribe to my channel, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching.